Hey guys, I'm educator Shulagna Ghato, and today I'm going to brief you about the topic transcription. And in this part, I'm going to discuss about the enzymes and their functions in the process transcription. So let's start. So what is transcription? Transcription is an unidirectional process, that means occur only in 5' to 3' direction, okay? And stored information is taken from the genetic material or DNA and make available to the cell in the form of a transcript. Here transcript means RNA copy. And as in this picture, by making template of one of these strand of DNA duplex, this RNA strand can be formed in the process of transcription. Okay. Now, there are few terms which are very much important in the process of transcription. First of all, monocystronic and polycystronic transcription unit. So, in case of eukaryotes, one transcription unit of DNA carries information of only one gene. Then this is called monocystronic transcription. But in case of prokaryotes, one transcription unit of DNA carries information of a set of genes. And that's why it is called polycystronic transcription. Next terms are the sense and antisense strand. So the transcript or RNA copy should be identical in sequence with one strand, which is called sense or coding or non-template strand. So in this picture, if this is the coding or sense strand, then this will be the antisense or non-coding or template strand, I can say. Isn't it? Because by the unwinding of this DNA duplex, this strand should play a role of template for this newly synthesizing RNA, right? And that's why the nucleotide sequence of this RNA strand must be identical or same with this sense strand, and that's why it is called coding strand. So it is called coding strand not because it codes the RNA strand, but because of its codes or nucleotides or bases are identical or same as RNA strand. Clear? Now, what are the upstream and downstream regions? Sequences prior to the start point, that means if this is the non-template or coding strand, then this will be the template strand for RNA synthesis, right? So the sequences toward the 5' end of the coding strand is called upstream strand, which is also denoted as minus sign. And sequences after the start point, that means toward the 3' end of the coding strand, or I can say within the transcription sequence. If this is the transcription unit, then towards the transcription sequence it is called downstream, which is denoted as plus sign. Now what is the promoter? Promoter is a region, is a vital region, I can say, where transcription of gene is initiated. That means where RNA polymerase or other transcriptional factors can bind with the DNA to possess the transcription process. So in the process of transcription, the main enzymatic function plays the enzyme RNA polymerase, which can be divided into two types: DNA directed RNA polymerase and RNA dependent RNA polymerase. RNA dependent RNA polymerase can also called as RNA replicases. Okay, so DNA directed RNA polymerase or the pure RNA polymerase have mainly two functions. First of all, DNA is being decoded by this enzyme. That means polymerase can read the deoxyribonucleotides or DNTPs of the anticoding or template strand of DNA, and base pairs of the appropriate ribonucleotides become added with the previous nucleotide of the newly synthesizing RNA strand. Okay, and at the same time phosphodiester bond is formed between the 3' position of the last nucleotide of RNA and the 5' position of the new ribonucleotide to be incorporated, as we have seen in the process of replication, right? So the RNA replicase or RNA dependent RNA polymerase in some viruses, that means F2R17, those can replicate in the host cell by this enzyme. Okay. In case of prokaryotic cells such as in E. coli, they contain only one type of RNA polymerase, which is a complex enzyme and composed of 6 subunits. That means 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 beta prime and 1 omega and also 1 sigma factor. So this core enzyme is required for the polymerization activity, and after binding of this sigma factor, this hollow enzyme is required for the correct initiation of transcription by binding to promoter, and which is the main function of sigma factor. So those are the functions of this subunits. Alpha subunit helps in the assembly of core enzyme to DNA initiation site. Beta subunit have catalytic action and also involved in chain elongation. Beta prime helps in the binding of RNA primer to template strand. And the sigma factor recognizes the promoter sequence for binding of RNA polymerase, which is very much important to initiation of transcription. Okay, and the omega factor facilitates the assembly of RNA polymerase and also stabilizes that assembled RNA polymerase. Okay, if I'm talking about the fidelity of RNA polymerase, then unlike the proofreading mechanism of DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase have not get that type of proofreading activity. But by the recent investigation, this is said that proofreading occur by the same active site of RNA polymerase, which is used for the polymerization. Or I can say the polymerization site is used in case of RNA polymerase for the proofreading activity. So there are mainly 4 steps of proofreading by RNA polymerase. First of all, separation occur of the misincorporated nucleotides from our DNA template. Then transcription become paused. Then RNA polymerase backtracks by 1 position, and the last step is cleavage occur of the dinucleotide which contain the misincorporated nucleotide. Clear? In case of eukaryotic cell, there are mainly 3 types of template dependent RNA polymerase: type 1, type 2 and type 3. So first of all, RNA polymerase 1 is present in the nucleolus and is responsible for synthesis of pre-rRNAs, which is possessed into 28S, 5.8S, 18S rRNAs. And the complete enzyme RNA polymerase 1 includes 2 large polypeptide subunits and 4 to 10 smaller subunits, in which some of them are similar with the other RNA polymerases. So this polymerase requires at least 2 general factors for its transcriptional activities, and it is insensitive to alpha amanitin. What is alpha amanitin? Alpha amanitin is a toxic cyclic octapeptide, or I can say toxic substance found mainly in mushrooms, Amanita, which is used mainly in laboratory. So it is insensitive to alpha amanitin. Now the second template dependent RNA polymerase is RNA polymerase 2, which is present into the nucleoplasm but not into the nucleolus. Okay, it produces all pre-mRNAs of the cell, and that's why it is very much important and thus responsible for the transcription of the large part of genome. It also produces 4 small RNAs, that means U1, U2, U3, U4, that take part in the RNA splicing into the step of elongation. Okay, so the complete enzyme includes 2 large polypeptide subunits and 6 to 8 smaller subunits. This RNA polymerase 2 requires at least 7 general factors for its transcriptional activities, and it is very sensitive to alpha amanitin, which is important point. The third type of template dependent RNA polymerase is RNA pol 3. It is present into the nucleoplasm and is responsible for the synthesis of many pre-tRNAs and gene for 5S rRNAs. The complete enzyme includes 2 large polypeptide subunits associated with its smaller subunits, and this is less sensitive to alpha amanitin. There are mainly 2 types of template independent eukaryotic RNA polymerases. First type is tRNA specific nucleotidal transferase, which includes CCA sequence to 3' end of the tRNA during post-transcriptional modification of pre-tRNAs. And the second type is poly-A polymerase, which adds poly-A tail or adenine tail to the 3' end of the mRNA during the post-transcriptional modification of eukaryotic pre-mRNAs. Now there are few basic differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic transcription. So prokaryotic transcription occur in cytoplasm, while in eukaryotic transcription it occur in nucleus. In case of prokaryotic cell, transcription and translation occur simultaneously, but in case of eukaryotic cell, transcription and translation occur in different space and different time. Prokaryotic transcriptional mRNA is directly transcribed from template DNA molecule. But in case of eukaryotic cell, initially a pre-mRNA molecule is formed, then it processes to yield a mature mRNA. Now, in case of prokaryotic transcription, RNA polymerase contain only 5 subunits, but in case of eukaryotic transcription, RNA polymerases contain 10 to 17 subunits. Prokaryotic transcription holoenzyme recognizes and bind directly to promoter region, and in case of eukaryotic transcription, promoter recognition can't be carried out by only RNA polymerase. They need many factors which are called general factors. Okay? So, hope your concept about this topic have been clear after this session. There has provided a link of e-quiz into the description box, so you can score healthy marks and test yourself by those questions. And if you have any doubt or facing any problem during solving those questions, then after scoring you can ask me into the comment section, and also you can reach to us through our mail ID, which is into the description box. I'm so much happy to say that in previous lessons I've got your lots of responses and doubts through mail, so don't miss the chance to get a healthy score. Lastly, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, then you can get notifications about my next videos which is coming on every Sunday. So stay safe, stay tuned. Bye.